Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darcy Lynn, and today I'm not going to be singing a song. Um, I just, I needed to, I felt like I needed to get this off my chest, and um, I don't know if it's going to make me lose a few viewers, but in all honesty, if you disagree with these statements, then I probably don't want you to watch my videos anyway. Um, anyway, I want to talk about two things that have happened over the last few days. And there has been a lot of things that have happened since Trump took over the White House. A lot of things that aren't good. But two things, since I don't, really want to have a video that lasts 3 hours, I'm only going to focus on these two things. The whole wall debacle between on our borders, on our Mexican border, and the ban of certain Muslim countries from being able to visit, or refugees from those countries from being the ban on certain Muslim countries. Let's just leave it at that. The reason why I want to talk about these two issues is, in all honesty, they're the same issue. What it boils down to is our fear of the other. And I get it, and as human beings, our species evolved with this innate fear of the other because we are tribal. Back when we used to live, in little tiny groups where we had to guard our resources, or the other little tiny group was going to come over and take it, we needed to be afraid of the other because the other did pose a real threat. But in today's world, the other doesn't really exist. I mean, there are bad people out there. I get that, and we do need to protect ourselves and our country from those bad people. But those bad people aren't always, in fact, they're rarely the other. Let's start with the whole Mexican border thing. God, I don't even know where to start. When we start putting up walls, or even talking about putting up walls, that just it doesn't make sense to me because of where I live. I live in America. We have always criticized and ridiculed other countries for isolating themselves, and and usually when a country isolates itself, what happens behind those walls isn't good. It usually, there's a reason why walls go up, and it's not to keep the little guy, it's not to keep the others out, but it's really to keep your power contained, your power over your own people contained, so that they're not corrupted by the outside world. And I'm afraid, I mean, that's not what's happening yet, but with this whole talk of the wall, and with this ban of, with this, not allowing other people from other countries to enter our country, that's what we're starting here. We're essentially starting on the path of isolating ourselves. And not only is that bad for the world, because it is, but it's really, really bad for us. I'm really freaked out here because I'm finding it hard to articulate well, but I'm trying, so just bear with me. Going back to this, inbred fear of the other, the biggest problem is that the people who are in power can so easily exploit that. And Trump is doing that, and not just Trump. I mean, the whole administration is doing that. They are labeling anybody that talks out against them, that they don't like, whether it's because of their religion or their race, or the fact that, you know, that they're against them, their politics. It doesn't matter. They're labeling anybody that goes against them as an enemy, and that is a very dangerous path to go down. That's what dictators do. That's how they become dictators. And people keep telling me that I'm overreacting, and people, you know, as he was being voted into, you know, as he was voted in, that night when he won the election, people immediately started shutting me down, or trying to shut me down. Oh, give him a chance, you know, don't protest against something until he's done something bad. Protesting, you know, saying he's not your president doesn't do anything. Except it's wrong. That's wrong, because we all saw what he stood for. We all saw what he did in his campaign. We all heard what he wanted to do. None of this is a surprise. He told us he was going to do bad things to people who worship, you know, who are Muslims. He said he was going to do bad things by, you know, building a wall. He told us all this, and we elected him anyway, saying, oh well, maybe he'll change his mind, or maybe, you know, being in office will, you know, he'll tone down a little bit. No, he won't, because he's a megalomaniac. He wants power. That's what he wants. That's what he wants. That's what. And so, yeah, I mean, all these people that told me to, you know, just wait and see, and don't protest, and you know, don't say that he's not your president. Screw that. I don't want him to be my president, and I know he is. You know, he's elected president, and I get that logically. But if I just sit back and I just say, oh, yep, you're right, he's the president, we should just follow blindly, that doesn't make sense to me. And this is not in any way a rant against conservatism. If you're a conservative, if you're a Republican, that's fine. I'm not conservative, and I'm not Republican, but I can respect your differences. I really, really can. What I can't respect is this constant labeling of everything as us and them. And here's why. We see it happening all over the world. And it's something that we've fought against for forever as Americans, and I'm scared. And I know everybody says that it's lazy, and that it's, you know, it's oversimplifying things to compare what's happening now to what happened in the 30s with Hitler. But is it? I will admit that my degree in history really pertains to ancient Middle Eastern history, but I did take history of the world, and I see so many parallels. I mean, this persecution of Muslims, it's so much like the persecution of Jews back in the 30s, and this whole idea of, you know, putting out a weekly report of crimes that immigrants do every, you know, that's Hitler did that. He did that. He put out a report of how the Jews were doing these horrible things every week, and I just don't see how you can't see that. How can you not see the parallels? And I mean, I guess the purpose of this video, it's not really, I promise, it's really not just a rant. It's me begging you Americans out there, begging you to do something to stop this guy. Whether it's joining the ACLU, or going to protests, or just watching the news, or reading the newspaper. I hear so many times a day that, oh, I stopped watching the news, or I stopped, you know, reading about Trump because I don't want to know what's happening anymore. That's how bad stuff happens. If you close your eyes, if you ignore what's happening because it's hard, because it makes you afraid, then it's never going to get better, and it's just going to get worse. I don't like it. In fact, I hate it. I hate every day hearing about these horrible things that I hate reading about it. It puts me in a horrible mood. I'm angry all the time. If I'm not angry, then I'm on the verge of tears because of fear, because I'm sad, but I'm not going to stop reading about it. I'm not going to stop being informed, because when you do that, then that's when the bad shit really starts to happen. And another argument I hear is that, there's so much going on in the world. There's so many bad things going in the world. Why are you focusing just on America? Because I'm American. Because we can't as Americans help the rest of the world, which I desperately want to do. I want to help the rest of the world, but we can't if we can't help ourselves. If we do this, if we become this country that is so full of hate for the other, then how are we ever going to help the other? So that's why I'm focusing on America, because right now America is in crisis, and that's where I live, and that's where that's where I can do the most good right now. So yeah, anyway, go out, do something. Join the ACLU, go to protests, get out there and inform people of what's really going on, but do so in an educated way. Don't go half-cocked and read these. I mean, I hate to agree with anything that Trump says, but there is a lot of fake news out there. CNN isn't one of them, but there are other news sources that aren't too reliable, and even if they don't lie, they kind of exaggerate things, and they kind of fearmonger the other way, and that's bad too. Don't blow things out of proportion. It's not Nazi Germany here, not yet. So just calm down. But yeah, be aware. Watch the news. Read the newspaper. Go online and research the stuff that's happening in this country, and how what we are doing affects the rest of the world. Become informed, and then once you are informed and you know what's going on, then do something productive. Like write to your congressman, write to Trump, write to. I don't even know if you can write to Trump. I'm assuming you can. Maybe not anymore. But anyway, do something. is my point. Let the fear and the anger and the negative emotions that you are feeling right now, because I'm feeling them too, let them work themselves out in a productive way and fight against this guy. Don't just blindly accept that he's your president. Don't just blindly accept that he's going to build a wall. Don't blindly accept that he's going to stop people. Not Muslims, not Iranians, not Iraqis, not whatever, not people, just people. He's going to stop them from coming in America. And that's not what America is about. So go out there, fight, protest, do something. Okay, so rant over. I really did try to sing a song today, but there was nothing that was really calming me down. So I decided to do this. I guess you would call it a vlog, even though I don't really do those. So yeah, that's my take on it. And if you don't like what I said against Trump, against your president, I'm sorry. That's not my problem. I am a proud American, but I can't be proud of a guy like this. Not one that is causing everybody else to start to feel so much hate. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you next time.